I am. Can you
Hi,
hear
how
me?
are you? Yes, I
I'm
can.
good. Good to see you. All well?
All well, all well.
Long time.
Yes, sir. Hi,
Yes, sir.
Laura, sir.
Hi,
Yes, sir, we are
everyone.
live
Sir, good
now.
afternoon.
Hi,
Shall
sir.
we go? Okay, sir.
Yes, sir, you're live now.
Fine. A very warm welcome to everyone present in this series of workshop on exploring food and beverage industry trends 2020. I, Saif Anjum, Assistant Professor at Vatel India, Sushant University, Gurugram, one of the leading university in Delhi NCR, would like to welcome our distinguished speaker, Ms. Hem Kashyap, our Dean Professor Dr. Garima Prakash, and Director of Vatel India, Mr. Lauro Giro, and all our participants and panelists in this webinar. The theme of today's workshop is outdoor catering response to COVID-19 crisis. Nowadays, we all are waiting for that day when we can celebrate our occasions, our events with family and friends. It is quite difficult during in this pandemic, but still our services provider like hotel events, catering companies are working on plan for us for our celebration. And related to that particular area, our key speaker will share her experience in the field of event and outdoor catering, especially when we'll go back to the particular segment again, and we'll throw some light on basic part of that particular area, like business essentials in the new normal, that now events and catering sector will boost their business in the new normal. And of course, our new SOP will work out like social distancing norm in this particular field. Now I take the opportunity to introduce our key speaker for the webinar, Ms. Hem Kashyap. Ms. Hem is a founder of Hem Associate and Hem is Hospitality Logistic, which is incorporated a way back in 1994 and have come a long way since in establishing name in the global market. They've been providing expertise not only to the professional conferences, exhibitions and event organizer, but also to the corporate and wedding sector as well. Especially if we talk about her expertise of handling hospitality for national and international wedding for more than 20 years. The mantra for success of Ms. Kashyap is detailing and planning hospitality, which helps team to achieve the desired results and providing exceptional services to the clients which are cherished for lifetime. There is a long list of wedding events organized by Ms. Kashyap, but few are Pai Singh Wedding in Delhi DLF and managed hospitality for Chatwal wedding in 2006, which was Delhi Udaipur involving charter movement, which was a great success. And then they started international weddings in 2006 onwards. Now, I just want to call him, ma'am, to discuss further on this. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the nice introduction. Um, I like to begin with firstly, thanking Shashant University for putting this together and calling for this webinar. It's a when you see these days how virtual training programs, events, how these webinars are happening. In spite of that, we are still under unlock period, and still we are not out, but we are still these technology has made possible to reach so many people and see these virtual events. Now, what lies beyond COVID-19, if we talk about the impact, we all, being in the same industry, has been experiencing this. And just to share with you, just before the lockdown, I remember in the month of February, we did a wedding which was in Udaipur with 6 hotels. And and then the minute we finished, we came back, we started hearing that, the COVID-19 is spreading. And later we got to know one of the five-star hotel, which I can't name it, but one of the five-star hotel was shut just because they had one COVID patient. And then our first call was to the GM to ask, what time did the guest checked in? Was he at the same time when our wedding group was there? So these kind of questions started merging into our mind, and so that in case somebody asks us or somebody is unwell, at least we know how that international guest is doing. Then we had another project in the month of March beginning, wherein my own host said that we're not going to be traveling for this international project just because I like to make sure that the lives of my friends, families are being protected, and we don't want to take a risk when it comes to taking them out of the country. And that's how all the tickets and everything was cancelled. Everything came to a stop. A lot of projects were postponed, and that was the start of COVID-19 for us. And but there somewhere we started asking ourselves that who I want to become, what kind of a leader I want to be, what kind of a business I want to be doing today, how I want to be seeing the world in next 6 months or 8 months. How do I look at tomorrow? So looking at, let me take you back to demonetization. That demonetization, which actually had launched Paytm, PayPal, Google Play, suddenly the payment apps took over and online payments started. The gateway of online payment was increased, which gave a new dimension and a line to online marketing places. And there was no reason for online to actually rock. Similarly, COVID-19 has given and will give rise to different ideas, different set of businesses for people to think and come into. In fact, in past, if we've seen, this sanitizations, your hand sanitizer, your gloves, you name it, and that has come into our system like insane. Everything is like, we have to do this. Exactly like, faces with the beautiful makeup has been replaced with N95 designer mask, or you can say caterers uniform has been replaced by PPE kit uniform. So outfit is like that. Now in future we would see a temperature check will be more important than invite check. You will have a temperature check much before the security checking is happening. Even the security checking will be less about frisking us. It will be all about machinery that will work. People will not touch, we like to be touched by security at all. In fact, the truth is that the security personnel would not like to touch, thinking that he might just get a COVID. So, because we all know that COVID-19 is not going to go away easily. It's going to just keep appearing at different locations, different places, at different times. So, what is important is that we keep learning, and in fact, to a certain extent, we all have learned, keep learning how to deal with it. So based on that, some of the SOPs which the industry is already, into and applying into their system are like, for staff, whether it's hand sanitization, sanitizer to be used while you are interacting with any guest, or of F&B service staff to utilize disposable gloves, or say a staff who's interacting with the guest has to use mask. So these are things, or the staff who has to undergo temperature check, or keep checking the symptoms of cold, anything extra, or any staff who's coming out from the hotspot area has to be avoided. Besides these, which are normally the SOPs, also you have it for the same for the guests also. The guests, making sure that they are masks which are available to guests all the time. You have sanitization, which is the venues are being sanitized again and again just before the event. There's a 50% capacity as a norm also. I mean, there's always a gap between one seating arrangement and the other seating, leaving at least one seat or two seats in between, increasing the gap between the round tables or the seatings. So, these SOPs will keep coming and they will keep changing as per the requirements. So, the technology is going to be growing. In fact, is going to be rule. The human interface will be given a way to AI apps enable, which means, tech-enabled hospitality. People will like to do a mobile check-in, contact-less doors, your wake-up call, your welcome messages, all will be all digital. And in fact, we did a very engagement in the month of February, which was in Albastan Palace, Muscat. And for a few of the guests, we did mobile check-in. But now if I think, this is going to be a trend all across. I mean, people will like to carry, not like to carry the key, but like to have that mobile as their key access, which is your contactless doors. So this is going to be changing now and then. And what I personally feel, because your all international destinations, people can't find a safe destination. So your domestic destinations will become your prime venues for next probably at least 1.5 years. And the idea is people like to travel less, want to be in a controlled environment, and like to be stay safe wherever they are. So what I personally feel is that this COVID-19 has given a birth to called big will become small and new seeds will grow, which means in the coming time, it has also given small people who are upcoming to come and show what they can do. Creativity will become the focus. You did not. For example, welcome drink on arrivals. Normally, we have welcome drinks on arrivals. Will be called immune booster on arrival. So you need to create. You need to be creative enough to think what you want to call it and what changes you want to make in any of these segments. Personalization will become key. Personalization and personalization. We all know, because we have restricted number of guests. The party which is being hosted by anybody for any event, the host also will filter his guest list, which means that he would make sure that whoever he is inviting is one of the key, very, very important. So it becomes important for us to know the liking and disliking about, while we are servicing them. So personalization will become very important. Similarly, small ideas will be attractive. The focus will be on quality of service and the guest experience. So the whole idea will be just the quality. I mean, not the quantity, unlike, before we used to have different kind of cuisines and XYZ, but now it will be just the quality. Even if it's maybe 5 cuisines or 4 cuisines, but the idea is going to be just the quality. Focus will be on presentation, how the presentation is being done, how it's coming. Because post the COVID, the situation is now everybody wants to do sit-down dinners. And, even if it's a buffet, people don't want to be, to be having more people around the service area. So the idea is the budgets are going to be compressed. Of course, That's the main one of the things. Being the budget constraint, one has to really think with coming up with new stuff to make sure that the your client is happy to pick up what he wants to out of that. So in this time, actually, this time has really given all of us to rethink about what he wants to do, whether you are passionate about what you are doing, um, uh, who you choose to be tomorrow. This period is actually giving all of us an opportunity to rethink and rethink about, redefine ourselves, and prove. So COVID has given a lot of people a new opportunity, newcomers, and also the small entrepreneurs to come forward, prove themselves, take the market. Because now that we only have in social events, we have only a maximum people is only 50 as a number of people. So it really is important. In fact, I've seen a lot of pass out students coming up with new business. Like I know somebody who's doing cakes and cupcakes, and actually she started 2 months before, and she's really doing well. And she's hired one person who's doing deliveries also. So the idea is that you have new students, newcomers coming and showing what they can. And this period has given us to use today what to keep connecting, reconnecting, understanding, upgrading and upscaling ourselves, thinking out of today, tomorrow what we want to be. So what I personally feel is that there's definitely a life beyond COVID, and the businesses will succeed. Business will come back. Social events will keep happening for sure. Because the way the India is, that we live to celebrate. We find reasons to celebrate. And the way I think is that definitely we will have a lot of parties, coming season. And because most of the international projects for which the host cannot take guests outside is going to fall into domestic market, which means we will fall short of banquets. And looking at the planners and looking at people, they're looking out for venues, new venues. Maybe your own house can become a new a new venue for a function. Today I was speaking to one client where I did a morning meeting, and she has a farmhouse which has 2 villas, which is basically just 6 bedrooms and a very open space. And that's on Airbnb. And the first client we got for a wedding is a wedding going to plan for 29th and 30th of this month. I mean, he's contacting us now. However, it's very small. He plans to call only 25 people for the wedding, naturally, because 10 people from the caterer will, adding all Panditji and everything will become again 50. So what I'm saying is her own property, which she never thought about, has become a venue for a function. So definitely the business is going to be in initial stage is going to be slow, but what I personally feel it's going to grow, and we'll come back to what it was yesterday. And so we all need to be just positive and be focused, rethink, and utilize our timings to learn new things and grow.
Sorry, you're muted.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Before we talk on the this topic on further, I would like to request Sunil sir, if you can play the video so that we can have a look how the things was happening before pandemic. The events were taking place and everyone was enjoying, and the wedding and events. So we can just see how it was and what we are missing nowadays.
Sure. Just a second.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, now just we have a look like how people were enjoying, the before the pandemic. So what do you think? How much time it will take to come on the same platform, and we all can come out from our houses, and we can enjoy together the food, the beverages, the events all together. Like, and nowadays, everyone is scared about Corona, whether we should go or not to attend a particular event, whether it's safe or not, that particular place. So how you think, like how much time it will take to come back on the same platform?
Okay, so coming to this scale which you showed the video, which is basically approximately 500 packs in Muscat, to come to that scale is next year. Next year only post, I'm looking at post September. But if we're talking about coming out and doing events, we have already started that. So like I said, that end of this month we have a wedding. Of course, the numbers are small, but the idea is that you need to be in the industry. You need to work, because every time you do a project, you learn one more thing, and that's very important.
So in this like a month, is there any event organized by you like so far?
We did something in the month of June. That was again very, very small. Honestly speaking, just to get a small little team, it was very difficult, because naturally everybody has their parents, everybody has a thought behind that the COVID is just increasing, and one needs to be safe. To a certain extent, that I insisted that outside the bride and the groom and their parents, I need a sanitization machine there, so that, because these are the rooms which are maximum accessed by anybody for that matter. So yes, initially people were not ready to work. It was a problem, but now people are opening up. They know that they have to be safe before they can make your guests comfortable.
And just one thing, how will you handle the event or the outdoor catering part taking place in the farmhouse, as you discussed? Like many people, they are planning their the events or their occasion at their house parties or farmhouse. How you will take care of the staff, like whether they are in proper condition or not, whether they are free or whether they don't have any virus infection disease or not. So how you will take care?
So basically, one is that before anybody lands up to the event, now, because we do not have a rapid test, but before that, we definitely make sure that everybody's temperature has been checked. That's the first step anyway. But if you coming to your house question is the first thing. Recently, there was a party not done by me, because that was quite a small. I had just organized some for them, the caterer. So what they did was they just had a long table. Within the dining hall, they had this long table where they had those 15 guests of there, and it was totally a sit down. So we just had to give them those 4 waiters from the caterer side. Everything came pre-prepared, and it was done like a sit down dinner at the house. Coming back, if I have to answer something which is inside the farmhouse, naturally the farmhouse means if we are doing at the lawn area, I'm assuming that, then of course you need to have little setup happening. That would increase the manpower initially. But again, temperature check, sanitizing again and again your hands, because that's where from your hands to the mouth or to the nose is how it spreads. So making sure that everybody is wearing a mask, including your client itself when he's coming and seeing something which is happening, how it's happening. So while he's coming and checking us also, he himself has to wear a mask, which is very important, which is very difficult these days to make a client understand that you have to wear. So.
True.
Ask a question?
Yeah.
May I ask a question, Mr.
Sorry.
Laura, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask something to Miss Ham.
Yes.
Tell me, so now in this wedding that you're organizing in the lawn and all, so how do you manage the food? Is it on, because I believe the buffets are not quite all right now. So it's all sit-down dinner, pre-plated.
So the idea is that we try and tell the client that let's do a sit down, because that's the safest thing to do. But there are a lot of times the client do not, of course, they can't do your beverages sit down, but then the dinner can be sit down. But then there are times when the client doesn't want to understand this and they say, no, we want a buffet. If they want a beef buffet, we always say that in that case, the caterers will not have a team behind. We will not have much people behind each buffet counters. And that's where we have a limitation. And if they agree, it's okay, good. Also, we do not, encourage on pass-arounds. That's also limit. Unlike before we used to be, okay, we can do this, but now there is a limit to that also, maximum 3 or, 4 people, not more than that for a gathering of hitting for 30 people. So that's how it is as of now.
Thank you so much.
So apart from how the service you will take care, basically like service team, the more personalized, as you have discussed, people want more personalized service nowadays. So when they are paying, for their event, so how you will make sure that they'll get the same satisfaction, because with this all normal, new normal distancing norms and less staff and behind the buffet and people are less there.
Yeah, when I said personalization, so when I said personalization is key, because when you have limited number of guest invitees, the focus is on your the VIPs itself, because those are the ones who are lucky to be a part of the function, which means that they are the most VIPs in the party. Now what we do is, as a simple we try and for sit down, it's very easy, because for sit down, everybody tells us, okay, this is the person who's a vegetarian, this is a person who's a non-vegetarian, this is a person who likes to have gluten-free, things like that. So we get to know their preferences, we get to know what are they allergic to and things like that. So that's quite easy. But if it's a buffet system where, people are actually going around and they're just picking up the plates and going around and sitting anywhere, that's where the difficult part is. And here also we try, and now I've started is I request the client that please share with us the images of your people who are attending, because the numbers are very small. You can still have the images. I try and pass on those pictures with their preferences. See, it's very difficult, but at least a step to try sharing an image, exactly like when we do butler service, we try and tell each and individual that, okay, this is his liking, this is his disliking, this is what he likes, things like that. And that's what we trying to do, sharing images with the catering agency.
Will call for a reworking on the menu part also for that particular event after this?
The menus are, as I said, the menus are not going to be as elaborate it's used to be. So it's very, the focus is totally on quality and lesser quantity. That's the focus is. I mean, you can probably have 2 or 3 type of cuisine, but best out of it, and it has to be presented well. That's what people will look at.
Okay, so when you are predicting your next event, international event with you, like when you are predicting it's going to be happen, like.
Okay, so
Any planning for
answering
that?
this, I was yesterday evening. There was a post by Albastan Palace itself, and they said that we are reopening on the 1st of September for all these social events. So I called the GM and I said, are you, you mean you ready to take 500 packs? Because my mind directly went towards that, let me just take some Indian clients once my international airlines opens. I mean, once the airport opens fully for internationals aircraft, so I can take one group. So she said, we are opening, but no pools and no restaurants will be open for you. So I said, without the pool, telling people you are not allowed here and you are allowed here will be a little difficult. However, we cannot think of international destination as of now because, we don't have any airlines which is working now for. So there's
it will
some
take time to fly and to do events in other country, basically.
So all your international clients are going to be hitting India market. So that is the reason I was saying that banquets, this is the time when people can come and say, I have a venue. Do you like to take those venues? So, it's opening up and redefining new venues.
Great. I think Deepak sir, yes sir. Laura sir.
No, I'm saying I think it's good news that Ham is saying right now. It means that if the business gets inside the country only, then it's very interesting for the hospitality industry and for the economy of India, basically. All this money that goes abroad, we are talking about crores and crores and crores of rupees. They will stay inside the country in the hospitality sector only, in our sector. So there's good news for our students, basically. I feel.
True.
Ma'am, just one more on this, just to adding like what you feel and how you will change the perception of a guest nowadays towards the catering and dine out. Specifically, talk about the catering part only. How the perception of you, what steps you will like to take, or the marketing strategy to get more and more customer or a guest towards food and beverage side, so that you can attract the particular target market, which help you to get more and more revenue also in terms of that particular event.
So if I'm talking about in dining experience, the first is these days, if you see, I mean, looking at yourself itself, nobody wants to go out and have food because there's somewhere we all have that, COVID-19 so nahi ho jayega. So that little thing is still there in our mind. But I've seen, naming some of the big, like Bukhara has started doing, home deliveries. I mean, though they've started doing, they have a lot of precautions inside the restaurants. I mean, keeping social distancing, how many seats to be left, what I said, keeping that in mind.
I think the last month only I was just having a look on some video. It may be in the news. A wedding in Bangkok. It was very well organized event during Corona pandemic only. And if you talk about the food part, they were just giving a takeaway, a different kind of
So
thing to
food,
their guests. Okay, you can take this
that
and you can
whole,
enjoy at your home. They don't have
so
any buffet over there or any pass on. No food was displayed, but they're just giving a takeaway to their guests. So how
so
it will work like?
there was a South Indian wedding which happened here in Delhi, and Puneet Sikand was doing the catering, and the whole food came into boxes. So basically, post the wedding immediately at the lunch time, those packed boxes
Yes.
with kele ke patte se achhe se wrap okay and all that, very nicely decorated, was handed over to each guest.
True.
So
So a new way to serve food to the guest.
yes,
Basically.
presentation matters.
Exactly. That's why that's the only key to get a guest satisfied and make them loyal, and they can return to your particular
Yes,
company.
yes.
True. I
Just
think
a
Deepak
small
sir,
idea.
Now, yeah, I was actually listening to another webinar by these prominent chefs a few weeks ago, and there was a term used as flying buffets. Are you
Sorry,
aware of
sorry.
it?
Can you
I said, yeah, there was a term used by these chefs, and this was used by a Taj chef, which said something like as flying buffets. So obviously, I did not get an opportunity to ask. Yeah, what can you tell us? What is this concept of flying buffets, which is coming in now?
Yeah, so basically, when I said that, the technology would take off, I mean, everywhere you would see the apps are doing much more. So, through an AI app, like Uber internationally has started with, McDonald's. So, basically, you pack your food to the address with the help of Uber, service. It will air fry, send it to the respective house. So it's through the drone basically. So that is it. So these are AI apps, and in fact, we are also working on the same. So with somebody. So let's see.
And there was another thing I was reading. There's another concept which is coming as drive-in weddings. So kind of because there are so many interesting things, all of these concepts which are coming up, and I think so you're a very appropriate person to answer these for me. So what are these drive-in weddings which people are working on?
So basically, during the lockdown time, because now we are during unlock time. So this was during the lockdown time. So what happened was they had limited number of guests, which is like core family, which is just your 7-8 family members inside the house. They did the wedding, and just for the blessings, they came onto the street, and everybody were, while they're passing by the car, and they were giving the blessings to the couple. I was supposed to do a wedding in the month of May end. This wedding was for a dear guest of mine based out of Dubai. And because I had done his wedding of his elder daughter in Jaipur, this wedding came to me. But of course, we had coronavirus, lockdown was there. So this guest did the wedding in his own house. And beautifully done, and everything happened only on Zoom. So all the blessings, even the Sangeet, happened on Zoom. Everybody's performance, everything. So yes, that was during the lockdown time. But as we are unlocking, the COVID-19, and we all are planning to come out, now, of course, people will attend weddings, and rest who cannot has to see the functions on Zoom.
And also another thought behind all this, if we come to a bottom line of spending, so I do understand that with all these innovations and all these apps and other things which will be coming in, the cost of your conducting the function would increase, right? So by what percentage I would say that the costs that you are incurring have increased, And will that reflect directly in the amount of money that the clients will pay? So basically, an ideal marriage per pax or an average this thing, how much incremental increase will be there per pax, like in having a good wedding now?
Honestly speaking, as of now, cost. I mean, as of now, a client who's shelling out the money, he really wants a big discounts in everything. I mean, today if he asks me to go and speak to any hotel, also he tells me, "Abhi to mil jayega na aapko 50% discount," which is not the case actually. Because they are risking their manpower, they're risking people who are coming and working for them. So
because I understand the costs have increased at your end, the costs have phenomenally increased at your ends.
But the clients are not ready to pay at this point of time. I mean, maybe after 1.5 years. I mean, maybe after a year, by next September, because I assume by next September vaccination would come in and everything is going to be running the way it was. So by November, we should again start doing big weddings.
So are we talking that we have a 10%? I just would want the percentage of incremental increase that has happened to your cost, So can you give a kind of a ballpark figure on that? With all these arrangements and all these must necessities in the new normal now?
The expense have increased. I mean, I would say somewhere around 12%, definitely. Because you're buying PPE kit for everybody, all your staff members. You're doing you're buying small little things which you were not earlier, but now you just have to make sure that all of these things are readily available for your team, and in case somebody else asks for. So you just can't ignore that.
That's true. It's walking tightrope right now.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, but Garima ma'am asked before me because not only all these paraphernalia, because even the training part also, the people who are going to serve, you need to train them as well. That you are supposed to do this, not supposed to do this. So that's also gone up because you need more people for doing the a la carte service as well.
Yeah.
So
because the habit of the habit which was earlier, and now service industry, what you have to do now, you've touched something and again you're going without sanitizing your hand. These are little things a person needs to change, and he takes little time. You really have to keep pushing the person again and again. So
I request all my attendees or panelists, you can ask your questions. The question and answer platform is open, so you can just clear it out, or anything related to this you want to clear, you can ask from ma'am. I think the right person is here in front of us to clear our doubts and to give answers of our questions. Sunil sir, I think one question is there. From Mr. Shashi Sharma.
Yes.
Quality comes with a higher cost. Will the guests pay the price, or the organization has to observe and work with low margins?
At this point of time, I feel the idea is to be in the industry, to make sure that you show the rest of the industry your work, your creativity. The idea is to show your client, because from that one client you might get another 5 clients. The idea is not to make profits. So I mean, looking at this 1 year is 0 profits, and working on new ideas and being in the industry.
And there is one question from our panelist that what is the new normal for the event management company? If we talk about only event management, what is the new normal?
New normal is basically we have less staff, where if an organization had 50 team members, as of now maybe 10 people are coming and working. And based on requirements or the meetings, we call team members. That's the new norm. I mean, you're trying to reduce your overheads, because expenses has gone up. So, and you're not doing anything for last 3-4 months. I mean, just doing one party in between is not sufficient. So, rest, we all follow the same sanitization, making sure, your, masks are there, you're not meeting everybody, you're meeting only 2 people, or you're doing Zoom meetings. So that's how the office is running as of now. We are still doing Zoom meetings. I have not stepped out. In fact, one of my clients was telling me that, are you ready to come to Oberoi's for a meeting next week? I said, yes, sir. Once you fix up, we will, because I don't know. I'm still scared.
We'll see. We'll see whether we can come back to it. I think Anshu ma'am is a question, yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. I just want to ask you that what is the new marketing tool that your company or event management companies in the market are adopting, like, to attract more and more clients in these times? How you are attracting the clients?
We basically are coming with small modules. So we're coming with packages, something which includes deco, the food, and giving them 3 different modules. And with this 3, we're giving them images to for them to select what they want. Because if I tell them, okay, this is the cost and this is what I'm giving you, he might not like, because he is used to those big weddings. For him to digest, oh no, I don't want this, or I want this. It's very important that we show what we are giving him. So that's what we're trying to. We're making 3 modules so that whatever he wants, he can pick out of those 3.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Any yes, Kulwant sir is there.
We have a question from Kulwant sir. You're on mute right now.
Mute.
Kulwant sir, you're on mute. So please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hey, madam. I look after the placements in my institute, and each time I ask them their preferences for a career, and most of them say, "Sir, event management. That's the in thing now." So, would you like to convey any special message to these students who would like to get into event management at any cost? I have 4 to 5 very brilliant students who want to get into this.
If they are hardworking, ready to learn anything, anytime, and work 24 hours, honestly speaking, it's a difficult field. But if somebody is ready to work, they can come into the field and work under some event manager for probably for a couple of years, and then if they want to, they can start their own business. But the idea is that they should go and work where the production happens. See, what happens is anybody who sees an event wants, say for example, somebody has seen a concert, okay, where probably one of the actors are performing. The next thing, they come back next day and say, ma'am, I like to become an event manager. Why? Because I will be seeing most of the events live. Okay, done. But honestly speaking, a person has to learn from the production. The production means जहाँ पे वो लकड़ी कट रही होती है, वहाँ जाके पहले काम करो, or at least for 6 months. Correct. Because when you have to go in front of a client and a client says that one day before the corporate event, a client says ये जो rectangular stage बनाया है, इसको हम let's do a round stage. Tomorrow, can you make sure that this is a round stage? If he's a production background person, he would say that, sir, no, it's not possible. It's a very last minute request because a round stage takes more time than a rectangular. So he would refuse. But a person who's not a background from a production, he would say, Hanji, sir, I will do it. And then he will come back to the production guy and he will say, why did you say yes? It's not possible. So, so the idea is that a person has to start from production, learn from where the structure work starts, and then get into the client servicing, so that speaking is much easier when you have a knowledge about the back end.
Correct. That is just like in hotels also, most of the people who want to join sales are given a very
Yes.
deep exposure into the operations of the hotels. So because they
Yes.
do not go out and overcommit or undercommit to do whatever. Yeah, good.
Yes.
Now I'm repeating what the Garima doctor asked you a question that suppose earlier if you were doing a party for 250 people, now it has come down 5 times. How many times up has your rate gone up?
It has not gone up. This is what I'm saying. People are not ready to pay as of now. Okay.
Secondly,
Just to
you
share
know,
the one,
yeah.
you will not trust this, but the function which I've just got today for 29th and 30th, it's a 2 days function, Mehndi and the wedding. The deco cost the bride's brother gave me was 50,000 rupees for 2 days. And I told him that आप स्टेज बनाएंगे कि आप फूल लगवाएंगे कि यू नो बैकड्रॉप बनवाएंगे या वेदी बनाएंगे, इसमें तो हो ही नहीं पाएगा. So then I told him, why don't you come with me where these, you know, we have this, whoever our vendor is, because I don't want to make profit. The idea is to be doing weddings small. So I said, let's go tomorrow. I will take you to the vendor where the production happens. You select the items and let's go by the cost to cost. So he said he's ready to do that. So tomorrow we're going to be doing that. So that is it. That's how the industry is now. So
Yeah, correct. Do you work with a select caterer or caterer suggested by the client?
I work with Puneet Sikand. I work with Varun Tulli. I mean, because for big weddings, we've been always, you know, working with these two most of the times.
Oh, good. Nice, thank you.
Do you have
there is one
anybody to
question.
suggest for?
No. I'm out of that trade now.
There is one question from Mr. Puneet Razdan. How do we make
Yes.
non-cooperative guests follow COVID protocol, which is, you know, a tough job. We can, as a guest, we cannot force anyone, you know. So how we can handle this?
See, that's why I said, you know, at times it gets very difficult when it comes to a client to tell them and request again and again that, you know, sir, please wear. So what I've been telling my team is that, you know, just go to a guest, explain a guest that it's really important that, you know, it's not only but it's your own friends and families who are around you. You know, just because you're not wearing will infect you, but also infect other people who are around and surrounded. They might be your own sister, maybe your own brother or mother for that matter. So it becomes very important. And I think to a great extent we've achieved by explaining individual. And the minute we say this, that's how it's not only you, but this infection might infect you and, you know, people around you who you're meeting and standing and chatting with. So, and in fact, if somebody says, or, you know, wears for 2 minutes and again pulls it down, then we do not get into it. We just call the hotel security person and say that, you know, we've already requested this guest twice. One word again with you. So we've been doing that.
I'm just like one question, like you said, you have organized one event in month of June. So like
Yes.
after completing the event, after just winding up everything and coming back to the home, how you feel? Okay, how are going to be the next 14 days? Like after coming from such a gathering of 30, 40 people, like everyone, we are in the same track nowadays.
June had maximum cases, I remember, a lot of cases. And trust me, first to say yes was we really thought about. Then once we came back, I made sure I told all my team members, you know, make sure that next 1 week you guys are, you know, in a separate rooms in your house. Avoid going out, touching things, you know, check your temperature. And if you have a fever, please tell me also. I did the same. But yes,
That is the toughest, the part after coming from such place where the people are getting to at one place and such gathering are happening. So to take care of for
yes.
next 7 days at least.
You will not believe, I was talking to a client of mine. We're talking about a wedding in Oberoi in month of December beginning. This client is doing 4 function in his own house. So he was telling me, normally my cousins used to supervise the venues, but him this time I do not like to do that, and kindly make sure that you have one team member supervising the venues also, the production time. I said, okay, so we will, have somebody doing that. But then, yes, it's for everybody. It's for client also. They also think about the same.
Any more question from our panelists?
Can I just add something?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that we in your introduction, Saif, or maybe you've done it before I joined. I had a hard time getting on this thing today for some reason. Ham, she has organized the biggest weddings for the biggest families in this country. And she's also, taken students to Austria, to Turkey, to all these places, and she's helped them, give them that exposure. So she's somebody who has, really done some very big thing. I think you did a very big thing in Vienna in 2016, or in 2015. Yes. I can't say the name, but for somebody quite big. So that's the level, the standard you are at. I just wanted to make a point of that.
Thank you so much.
Before coronavirus has just started, our students has flight to Muscat. I think a couple of international wedding was there. They have flight with them.
The video which you were showing is of Muscat itself, and there were students in this project.
And they always enjoy a lot. And we need to the cut short the list of a student they want to appear for that particular selection process, and everyone want to fly. So that's also the good part. They got a chance to get exposure with you, and some international exposure add on that. So they learn a lot of things actually on the practical ground, how it happens, and how we need to take care of all those things, small things, key areas that we call. I think we should moving towards the closing part of the session. I think everyone has cleared the doubt, or still some questions are there in the line. So we all have enjoyed the session a lot. I hope everyone got information what is required from you on such period of a pandemic related to our events, catering part, the coming out from our houses, and we are waiting for that day when we are all under one roof and celebrating, the get-togethers, organizing, the small functions, events. So crossing our fingers. So waiting for that day. So when it will be happen, and we all come and under one roof. It was really a wonderful session, ma'am. So informative.
Thank you. Sir, 1 minute, please. Yeah. Thank you so much, Hem, for taking out time for doing this. It has been really enlightening for us, and especially the students and other participants who have come in. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all our attendees and panelists for attending the session. Thank you, Laura sir, Dean ma'am, and all our panelists. And thank you, hey ma'am, for making this, the webinar successful. And we'll look forward for your presence in such kind of events. We'll try to organize as soon as like we plan. So for the next coming events, we'll update you, ma'am.
Thank you. Definitely.
Thank you so much, everyone. So see you all tomorrow at the same time, 4 o'clock, for the next series of our webinar. Till the time, stay safe, stay connected. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.